When a berry time comes around each year, Blair's population swelling, but it's no about the berry time, this tale that I am telling. It's all about
in 1954, Hamish ended up going down the Essendale Road to the Standing Stones field, the Cleeves, where he'd been pointed in the direction of that by Maurice Fleming. They'd met in Edinburgh shortly before that, and Hamish had been involved in School of Scottish Studies for about 3 years, but he'd kind of reached a dead end. And Maurice had said, you need to get up to Blair. You need to go and see Alec and Belle Stewart and go and see the Travellers there. And because of Hamish's skills that he'd acquired over the years, he was still a young man at that time. Through his youth, through his schooling, through the fact that he was an only child, the single parent, the fact that all of that burning desire that he'd built, and he lost his mum when he was only 12, 13. All of that developed the ability in him to trust and gain trust from people. And why am I telling you all of that? Well, the important element of that was having gained the trust of the Stewarts and the extended travelling community to give him all his stories and their songs and the folklore that existed. He came up with that wonderful phrase that said, when somebody said, how did you get on, how's it going? He says, it is like holding a can under the Niagara Falls. That huge amount of stories and information that was there. I think what this is just an extension of what we're doing and what he was doing. That, if I will, is like hudding a luggy bucket under the rain or into the Ericht and gathering everything that comes down. I think that's important. The river is very central to the whole of East Perthshire and all the bits that come off of it. And I think that's very important, because Hamish would have loved this. But what it doesn't show you there, and if you listen really carefully, I think what you'll hear is laughter and great crack between folk coming together with a common bond to tell their own stories and possibly learn a little bit for Hamish. Because what Hamish was really, really good at was listening. And we're rubbish at listening. And that's what Hamish was good at, was listening and taking in and respecting and absorbing that stories, that information that people would share with him because they trusted him. And I think that's an important lesson for us all, to be able to listen and share and have the confidence actually to say, I can do that. Why can't I share my work and my stories? A gathering of threads is more than a canvas without passion, without the glance of youth of hours and the wisdom of years. It is less than a rootless tree, dying is more than the air with no lungs, less than that door slammed by the snell wind, yet more than the Ericht bustling autumn out of the way for winter to snip into the old mill bones. It is a stitching of memories, of whispers and tears, more than a geely jar of buttons, bone and silver. It's Hamish of the berry fields, of the standing stone, the roads in and out of our own journeys, with his determined gaze resting now under Goulibin's dochie neb. He is more than an empty dram glass, a stravee gour dreels, the first sun on bleached bones where the river of everything that we understand sprouted, word by word, the embrace of our stories, woven, stitched, cherished. Mountainous, he doesn't age nor does he sleep. The gathered threads are testament. His heart beats in every thought and every touch. In gathering what is precious, what matters to us, we pull the threads tighter and closer and forever.